So let's get started with an itinerary. There's been a long time we haven't done our trusty map. Can you move your ass a little bit away so we can put the map?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So it comes from Raghav Rungta. And he says, "Hi team, I love your videos on YouTube. I'll be going to New Zealand the last week of March for 12 days approximately for my honeymoon. If possible, can you suggest me an itinerary? I am planning to visit the South Islands. I am also confused whether a day cruise to Milford Sound will be enough or should I take the night cruise. Lastly, I am thinking whether drive for the entire trip will be too tiring and we should only take it for part of the trip. My budget for the trip is approximately 5,500 New Zealand dollars other than flight. And we are looking for a leisurely trip with not too many activities other than skydiving in Queenstown or Franz Josef. Thanks in advance." Grab the map! Okay. Grab the map! Okay, so Raghav, you want to treat your lady to an awesome honeymoon in New Zealand.
Are you going to say the locations?
I will say all the location. So you want to focus on the South Island, which is a great idea, and you want to spend just under 2 weeks, so about 12 days. Perfect. All right, so day one, you're going to start in Christchurch, and you're going to head to Kaikoura. Then you're going to spend the day in Kaikoura, and then you're going to head to Nelson. After Nelson, you're going to go, you're going to enjoy the Abel Tasman National Park, but then after you're going to go to Punakaiki. And we will go through every single one of the spots and give you some example of things you can be doing and everything. So from Punakaiki, you're going to go to Franz Josef, since you're planning on doing a skydive there. Great choice, by the way. Then you're going to head to Wanaka. Then you're going to go to Queenstown. And then you're going to head toward Mount Cook. And then you're going to go to Geraldine along the way. Here you go.
Okay.
All right, and you'll be back right in Christchurch. All right, let's change the color of pen and let's talk about everything. So the first thing that we're recommending you is to start your trip in Christchurch. The reason why we think you should start your trip in Christchurch is because you're going to get the most choices for car rental and for all the transportation there. So if you make your way to Christchurch, you'll be sweet. Also, the flight between Auckland to Christchurch, because since you're coming from overseas, you're probably going to be landing in Auckland. And the flight between Auckland and Christchurch, if you book them early enough, and if you book them separate from your flight from, wherever you're from, like USA or France or India, if you fly from Auckland to Christchurch, they're probably going to charge you $1,000. But from India to Christchurch, they're going to charge you $1,000. If you fly from Auckland to Christchurch, they may charge you $1,300. But if you fly from Auckland from India to Auckland, that's $1,000, and then from Auckland to Christchurch, that's $50. So you just save $250.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Anyway, get your ass in Christchurch and then start enjoying your trip there. From Christchurch, you're gonna head to Kaikoura. So you just pick up your car in Christchurch. You are only a 12 days, so we don't recommend you spend too much time in Christchurch, especially since you're gonna finish your trip there. So you pick up your car and you drive to Kaikoura. The drive is not too long to go to Kaikoura, but man, there is so much to do over there. It's a really amazing place. If you feel like doing an activity right out of the batch, I strongly recommend going to do whale watching. You can see some amazing whales. It's fantastic. And also it's not too tiring of an activity as well to do, which is really cool. There is also seal swimming, which I thought was one of the best activities we've done in New Zealand. I really did love that. But otherwise, there is some really nice walkways where you can see seals, beautiful coastline. It's just an amazing town to spend time in, and there is some phenomenal food as well. After that, you're going to drive to Nelson.
Okay, on your way up to Nelson, you might want to just stop in a place called Blenheim. Over there, it is the Marlborough region, and it's really famous for the wine. Like most of the wine that's produced in New Zealand comes from the Marlborough region. So since you're on your honeymoon and you might be looking for some more romantic things to do, you could go and do a bit of wine tasting in the Blenheim area. And then after that, making your way to Nelson, which is known for being one of the sunniest cities in New Zealand. So enjoy the nice weather there. There is a nice beach nearby. You can, take a romantic walk on the beach. But another good reason to spend some time in the area is because of the Abel Tasman National Park, it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive from Nelson. But over there, that is where you'll find some of the best beaches in New Zealand, with beautiful golden sand, backed with like amazing...
That sounds romantic.
Yeah, backed with amazing forest. You can either go for a bit of a walk there. There is the Great Walk, which you don't actually have to do the entire 5 days. You can just head in and do like a little bit of a walk and head back out again. There's lots of water taxi services taking you to different sections of the walk if you want to do just a day trip, or you can do all sorts of different activities there. I know you said you don't want to do too many crazy activities, but just so you know your options, you can also go sailing, kayaking, that sort of like water activities over there. So that's a good reason to go to Nelson.
Then after that, from Nelson, so you can spend 1 or 2 days in Nelson. Just see, with all the activities that we give you right now, just think how many days you want to spend on each point, and you'll be kind of sweet. But then we are advising you to go to Punakaiki. So along the drive, you can check out the Nelson Lake, which is Nelson Lakes, which is really phenomenal. You see all those lakes with the jetty, and that's why you take all those pictures with reflective lake, mountains in the background, just one person on the jetty. Like it's just going to be amazing for your Facebook. Yeah. So check out the Nelson Lake along the way. It's kind of a really nice pit stop, and finish your day in Punakaiki. This is where you have the blowholes and the pancake rocks. So the pancake rocks are kind of limestone formations, which looks like a stack of pancake. It's really awesome, and there's some big beautiful blowholes as well. So when the waves are coming and crashing, you guys see the water kind of sprouting out of the holes. It's really awesome. It's best
to see that at high tide. So if you can sort of time your trip to go at high tide, that's when you get to see the best blowhole action.
Yeah, so it's a very easy kind of little walk. I'd say it's 15 minutes, no more.
Yeah,
it's all like paved and everything. Like you can't. It's just
too easy.
Yeah,
it's like
too easy.
You don't even class it as an activity. It won't take hardly any time or energy out of your day. It's just a really nice place to go and check out. But also in Punakaiki, there is a little cavern there. And by the way, most of the stuff that we're talking about in this for this itinerary, we actually have videos on. So if you type the destinations of each of the places we're talking about into our YouTube channel, you can actually check out all this stuff that we've done for firsthand. So see if it's your thing.
Yeah. And so then we recommend you drive down to Franz Josef. Why Franz Josef? Because you said you want to skydive there, and we also think it's one of the best places in the country to skydive. But not just that, there is also some amazing glacier hot pools. It's super romantic, super nice. You can even actually hire private hot pools, so you have your glacier hot pool private for you, just you and your newlywed wife. It's just awesome. You're gonna love it.
Yep.
So it's a really great place. You can also check out the Kiwi Bird Recovery Center, where you're going to be able to check out those kiwi birds and actually see them, which is quite rare. And yeah, some nice little stroll around. There's some beautiful lakes. If you feel like doing something else, there's glacier kayaks where you can go kayaking on a lake, which is like super beautiful with all the mountains in the background and everything.
Yeah.
So
and you go in double kayaks, so you can really test your relationship, see if you work together well in a double kayak.
If you do test your relationship during your honeymoon, it's a little too late.
Yeah, maybe that's an activity to do before you. Before you get married.
Just make sure you go. Like I think that should be a relationship advice before you get married with anyone. Go on a double kayak trip. If it goes well,
they're the one.
If it doesn't go well, just cut it off. Save yourself some money and some time. All right, so then we're going to drive all the way to Wanaka. Wanaka is probably one of the most romantic places on the South Island.
Yeah, Wanaka is really known for its scenery, particularly around Lake Wanaka. You can go and see the famous Wanaka tree and get a photo of that. If you haven't heard of what the Wanaka tree is, just simply Google Wanaka tree and you will find them. There's just a lonely tree in the lake that lots of people take photos of. Also in Wanaka, it's more of a good place to relax. Since you said you didn't want to do too many activities, Wanaka's kind of like it's just a really nice town where you can get some good food, do a bit of shopping, that sort of thing. There's a really funky cinema there. So if you want to go to like a boutique cinema and get some freshly baked cookies in the interval and stuff like that, then that's the sort of thing Wanaka does. Also,
It's about strolling by the lake, let's be honest.
it is. If you wanted to do some activities, there's definitely things to do there. It's another place you can skydive. There's a thing called Wild Wire where you go up this Via Ferrata course.
Via Ferrata?
Via Ferrata course. It's been a while since we did that tour. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it's a really cool like climbing on a like sort of high wire course with with ladders and stuff in precarious places, going up some really high waterfalls, that sort of thing. So that's a really cool action activity you can be doing if you are desperate to do some more activities. Because I feel like once you start traveling around New Zealand, there's a lot of really tempting stuff to do. So if you do feel tempted by that, then that's a really fun thing.
Yeah, but then you head to Queenstown. And this is where you're going to be able to go do your Milford Sound tour. So we recommend you spend a few days in Queenstown, maybe a couple of days in Queenstown. The town itself is pretty romantic. It's really cute, quaint little town with so much to do. But you also can head to Milford Sound. And you ask us if you should do the day tour in Milford Sound or stay overnight. And we recommend you just do the day tour.
Yeah, especially with just 12 days on your itinerary and you obviously want to pack a lot in. You can really experience Milford Sound just in a day. You obviously get to, when you're on the cruise, you get to see quite a lot. You get to, see some amazing sights. The night tour, it just basically adds, it just adds a little bit more time there. You get to sort of experience Milford Sound when it's a bit quieter because obviously it is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the whole of New Zealand. So when you go there in the day, obviously there's loads of cruises going. You see a lot of other tourists there. But unfortunately, with only 12 days in the South Island, you don't really have the luxury to sort of experience that. So you should just go for the day trip, get to see it for yourself, and you get a really good cruise in there. And then the drive, if you're taking a bus tour and stuff, you get to sort of relax and take in all the amazing scenery on the way there, because going to Milford Sound isn't just about Milford Sound itself. The whole journey to get there is absolutely stunning. So yeah, you'll definitely still have an amazing experience even if you just go for the day.
Yeah, and so then there's plenty of other things to do in Queenstown, so definitely keep yourself a couple of days for there, because it's always one of very high rated stop for people traveling around New Zealand. But you have to get back on the way, and so you have to hop on the road and make your way toward Mount Cook. So Mount Cook is New Zealand's tallest mountain. It's an absolute stunning area, and it's very romantic because it is in the heart of the New Zealand Dark Sky Reserve. That means that there is very little light pollution there, and the night skies are absolutely mind-blowing. Seriously, really fantastic night skies. So you're gonna see thousands and thousands and millions of stars in the sky. It's just phenomenal. They have some tools over there where you can do actually stargazing tours where they can explain to you all the different constellations and have some really big equipment that you can look in and you can see so many, objects in the sky. It's just really cool. It's really awesome. So yeah, it's definitely a really amazing place. But you can just grab yourself a nice little drink, and look at the stars with your lover, and it's going to be awesome as well.
Yeah.
Mount Cook is also a great place to do heli hiking. So that's when you go on a helicopter and then you hike on the glacier. And Mount Cook will take you on top of the Tasman glacier, which is the longest glacier in New Zealand. So it's quite awesome. There is also some amazing scenic flight that you can just go, and there is one called Mount Cook 360 where you basically just go around the area, you do a 360 basically around, and you see the whole Southern Alps. It's phenomenal. It's mind-blowing sceneries and one of the cheapest scenic flights in the country, so that can be quite good.
Yeah.
And then you hop back on the road and you go all the way to Geraldine, or if you want to save some time, you can go all the way to Christchurch.
Yeah, right. So if you do have time to go to Geraldine, then there's two sort of main activities you can do in the area. One of them is whitewater rafting. So if you're looking to experience some of that adrenaline New Zealand is famous for, then they do have a grade 5 whitewater rafting trip there, which is like the highest commercially rafted rating, the most epic type of whitewater rafting that you can do.
Can you say epic one more time?
Yeah. So, and that's with the Rangitata rafts. And yeah, that is if you're looking to really scare yourselves or really just experience an adrenaline rush together, then that's a really awesome place to go. But alternatively, there is another really awesome activity you can do, which is Peel Forest horse trekking. You can, it's quite a romantic thing to do, going horse trekking and seeing your lover on a noble steed trekking through the forest.
I don't think I look like a lover on a noble steed when I do horse trekking. I'm like, I hope this horse is not going to kick me out.
Yeah, we have also actually done both of these activities again, so you can watch the videos on YouTube of us doing it, and you probably don't think we look like we're riding a noble steed, but anyway. It's quite a cool way to sort of experience some of the scenery. You get to horse trek up high onto a hill, stop for a bit of a drink because they pack you up a bit of a packed lunch and stuff, see the amazing scenery around. It's just it's a more relaxed way, but something different to do to experience the landscapes of New Zealand.
Laura is still looking for her Prince Charming. You can clearly see that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And obviously around Geraldine there is also, and it's the same thing everywhere, right? There is a lot of free little walks to do around. Some of them are longer, like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, and some of them are shorter, with just about half an hour. So you get plenty of really awesome hike. And then you get back to Christchurch. Now, if you have a little bit of spare time in Christchurch, it's actually called the City of Gardens because there's so many beautiful gardens around Christchurch. So it's a really cool and romantic town, especially in the heart of Christchurch. There is a main garden there. What's the name? Botanical. Christchurch Botanic Garden. It's really phenomenal. So many different flowers. You're gonna love it and take a million pictures there. There's even lots of fountains and everything. You're gonna absolutely love that. And there is a free museum nearby as well. So it's a great place to kind of just relax after done all that and then fly back home.
Yep.
So that's our take for a honeymoon, our kind of romantic or lovers itineraries for just under a couple of weeks in the South Island. I hope that it's going to be helpful to you, Raghav, in planning your trip to New Zealand. I think that we did fit quite a lot of really awesome stuff. And I think that doing that, allowing you to do all this, will work well for you. We think that you should actually rent a car for the whole time because otherwise you're not going to be able to hit all those points. And hopefully that's helpful to you, man. If you do have any follow-up questions, make sure to put them in the comment of this video. If you do have a question of your own and your name is not Raghav, you can put your question in the comment of any of our videos and we'll be super happy to answer them for you. And if you want to say thank you for all our hard work, make sure to click like or subscribe. It's just a free way to say thank you for all our hard work. So the little like button, it just says, yeah, Robin and Laura, you do a good job. All right, let's go back to the live chat.